So we are in the middle of a toy. Oh, I'm gonna not run this yellow light at all. All right, we are in the middle of a toy hunt, and I figured I'd prop the camera up and do another one of these toy talking segments that Richard and I started a couple weeks ago. And I believe Richard came with another question. So Richard, what is your question for the toy talk, or the toy crew, the ATL Toy Hunt Coalition, as our group text is titled? What question you got for us today?
Well, you know, you think about toy hunting, one of the essential factors is in the expense. So my question for today was, what is the one figure you have spent the most money on?
The one figure that we have spent the most money on. Grayson, you get to go first.
I've spent most of my father's money on toys, so I'd say the most money I've ever spent on a figure. I think probably the toy my dad gave me was the Deadpool, the 12-inch Deadpool.
The sideshow.
Yeah, the sideshow Deadpool is probably the one I've got the most for.
Okay. Sideshow Deadpool.
Figure.
Jeffrey, I think we all know everybody in this car knows your answer, but what's the most you've spent on an action figure?
Well, if we're talking currently in hand, it would probably be my Hot Toys Iron Man, which is around $300. But if we're talking should be in my hand within the next 12 to 14 months, it'll be the HasLab Galactus.
Ooh.
Which hit for $425 after tax.
Did you get free shipping on that? Or is shipping included?
Not sure, actually. I mean, it's probably included because it was $425. So if it was $400, figured that's about the tax.
Yeah.
And you said the one before that in hand was a Hot Toys Iron Man?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
But I didn't actually pay all out of pocket. It was at Steel Collectibles, so I had taken some stuff in that I didn't want traded in. So I only actually paid $100 in actual cash.
Okay.
What is it?
Still counts.
Still counts.
That's an expense.
Yeah, it's the Homecoming Iron Man armor, the 47, I believe.
Yeah, the
Or
best,
43.
arguably the best MCU suit.
I mean, probably debatable, but whatever. Yeah, I have no dog in that fight. So,
It is also the figure that would have been worth the most that I own, but then because it was at one point up to about $1,200, but then Hot Toys decided to re-release it, so obviously dropped.
So did you not capitalize off of that?
I like the suit, but I don't know. I was going to, and then I kind of wavered on it, but then because I didn't know for the longest time it was worth that much. I just started noticing some of the groups I'm in, they were talking about it, and then I checked prices, and it was between $900 and $1,200 depending on.
Damn.
Yeah.
I think whenever it comes to stuff like that, like I'm very much against scalping, like going and grabbing a bunch of stuff. But if it's something you've had and you don't know that it has skyrocketed, like a lot of stuff I'm not married to is what I'm getting at. Like I don't mind. Unless it's something I really, really want to keep, but if the price is right, I'm like, oh, I don't need to own it. Plus, I feel like I use all that money to replenish.
Yeah, it just recycles into the hobby.
Yeah, it recycles back into the hobby. So, Richard, what about you? What's the most you've spent on one single action figure?
Not in hand is going to be the Mezco Ghost Rider. In hand, I spent $120 on the Toy Biz Ghost Rider, the Danny Ketch.
Okay.
And this was a couple of years ago. This is when, like, you might find 2 of them on eBay.
Was it that
On
rare?
a lucky day, yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Like the one that's got the clips on the bottom. Yeah, it was hard to come by. And at that point is when I had started, like, being like, okay, I'm going to collect figures, but I'm just going to get specific things I want. Because the guy winded up throwing Vengeance in for free.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
That's
that's
a
nice.
deal. So technically it was a 2-for-1, but that was one that even as a kid I had all the original Toy Biz figures. It was like I absolutely had to have that in my collection.
And that's the only Danny catch that they've ever made, correct?
Yep, that is correct. That's what I'm hoping. You know, they mentioned, you know, the cards and the cluing in for, he's in that series.
Right.
And he's had a Toy Biz, but I'm hoping to see a Danny catch.
I feel like, who's the new guy with the car? I think it was,
Robbie Reyes.
Robbie Reyes, yeah. He was also in with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
He's another one we haven't seen
Yeah,
in the Marvel Legends.
He's almost kind of got like the metal skull look to it.
With like the like kind of looks like the blower.
Right.
On like an old Corvette or something.
Yeah. I mean, we've already gotten Cosmic Ghost Rider, and he was only in a handful of.
I mean, even at
with
that
him.
time, yeah.
Let's see. In hand, I think the most I've spent on a figure has been $160 for my Titan Scorponok figure for my Transformers, and I also spent the same amount on my Titan Fortress Maximus. But not in hand. I ended up backing the Victory Leo Star Saber figure on HasLab, which is almost close to hitting its first.
Yeah,
it was only
just
what,
like
1,700 last night.
Yeah, it was as of like 1,700 away from 11,000 backers, which is after tax and I get free shipping on that one, but after tax it was 190.
Yeah.
So hopefully this time next year I'll have that in hand, but not in hand. 160 is your standard Titan price point, so I ended up getting a Fortress Maximus a little bit later, so I think I paid about 160 whenever he was 150, and then the Scorponok was 160 plus whatever shipping. The $4 shipping from Big Bad Toy Store.
Yeah.
So Big Bad Toy Store did not sponsor this video. However, Big Bad Toy Store, if you are watching, I would love for you to sponsor this video. So why don't you send me an email or a message?